PingSunday has the special permission of Coach Chen Kangning. Please don't upload the video without the permission of Coach Chen and PingSunday.
I want to learn the overlord twist that all amateurs want to learn.
Oh, really?
All amateurs want to learn
First, you
bawang.
have to be an overlord.
He cannot
I'll
be.
trick you.
Oh, no, not working.
I'm tricking you!
Actually, my foot is not inserted deeper than yours because I can only reach here.
Yes, because I am classified as a first or second grade disabled person. Let's start. Oh, I think this is something that everyone likes to learn about. Come
Yeah,
on.
everyone's just basically chopping. Everyone can do it, but after chopping, it's very passive.
I want to learn from you.
Oh my goodness, I think there's no need to advance so much at first. Let him first learn the basics. I feel the steps are too big. You see, he hasn't mastered some things yet. Oh, come on again.
Oh, it's so short.
Okay.
No, do you know why he missed? Actually, his hand went out, right? His elbow went out and his hand followed. Why did he miss?
Didn't light up to.
Listen to me. It's because for all the long shots, except for the short ones, isn't it enough for our upper body to naturally lean forward? Need to lean forward. No need. But for short balls, remember, with all short balls, even if you serve a short ball and I go up to push, have you noticed my upper body boldly comes in? Only for short balls, the upper body should deliberately lean forward.
What? Even if you find someone who is 1 meter 90 tall, won't the table still block you?
Even if you have incredibly long legs, isn't this as far as you can go? Why? Because your hips are blocked here. The more you try to stretch your legs, what happens? The more you lean backward. So, whether it's us who are disabled to a certain extent, or those guys who are 1 meter 80, 1 meter 90 tall, right? The actual reach they can achieve is about the same. How do you handle short shots? At this time, you need to boldly move your upper body forward, right? When I move my upper body in, doesn't it bring you closer to the ball, right? What benefit do you get from being closer to the ball? Isn't your hand freed? If you are far from the ball, what can you do? So, coming back, you twist. You never twist it properly. Why? You can't exert strength. Can your leg go in further? It can't. So what to do? Oh, sorry. Did you come in? Look how much I've leaned in. Am I closer to the ball? Being closer to the ball. Only then can your hand be further from it. Why? You need to maintain distance. If you're far from the ball, in order to reach it, your hand, paradoxically, gets closer to the ball. So you lack power. So what should you do? Consciously lean in close to the ball, allowing your hand to be free, away from the ball.
You're too far.
Use the elbow joint as support. Bring your hand to the right of your navel, then twist out. Do you see this feeling? Sorry. Did you get in? Got in, right? Got in. Understand? Actually, my foot didn't go deeper than yours because I can only go this far.
Yeah, because I'm a first or second degree disabled person. All right, let's start.
Move the upper body in. Lean forward. Yes, lean in. Exactly.
Oh, come on.
I know why. He actually is the whole force exertion track. It's not that clear. He's a bit like using brute force to achieve wonders. Covered in self-amusement, most of the balls were missed, right? What is it actually? Use your elbow joint for support to let your hand push a little to the right of your navel. For long shots, pulling the ball isn't necessary. What is a long shot? When you retract your stomach, where does your hand go? To the left of your navel. I'll give everyone a reference point. For long shots, pull to the left of the navel, to the left of the navel, not to the left side of the body. On the contrary, you end up restricting yourself. So, our coordinates are very clear. Just a bit to the left of the navel point is enough. Relax and move in. And twist. You need to use the elbow joint for support. The center of gravity has moved to your right hip and right leg, the right side. All right? The elbow joint is also supported. Where is your hand? To the right of the belly button. Support the elbow joint to the right side. Is it this kind of feeling? Okay, do you see what my first force is? It's the force of starting the arc. What is the second phase of force?
Press. The force of accelerating and pressing the arc is not about decomposing the force, but rather extending it, right? Look, up, press, up, press. Is this the feeling, right? Use it. Because once the elbow supports here and returns, it needs to stabilize. Why can't you twist well now? You don't have a clear concept, you're just forcing it forward. So you're just relying on guesswork, right? So what do? In the second half, it's actually the same power logic as the backhand pull. You see, isn't the backhand the same? The first half is creating the arc, right? Then, add what? Add, this racket isn't good, too soft. I don't recommend for us enthusiasts, I don't really recommend using this.
Actually, for enthusiasts, I recommend using an outer layer with cake sponge, as it has high tolerance. This is actually too difficult, right? Why does Ma Long play like this? It's because Ma Long, later on, needed to compensate for the shortcoming of his backhand power not being strong enough. Ma Long's backhand is very comprehensive, right? It's fast, smart, good at defense, good at tearing, and good at looping. But the only thing is, it's not heavy enough, right? So when standing against these new generation players, he is at a bit of a disadvantage, which is why he took a different approach. I play with Hurricane rubber with 37 degrees of softness. I use this sticky rubber. Everyone knows that the biggest difference between forehand Hurricane and forehand rubbers is what? It's trickier than forehand rubbers, right? It spins more than an outer layer, and it's trickier than an outer layer. So what's the purpose of Ma Long using this? Since my absolute power isn't as good as you newcomers, I take a different path. But his controllability is top-notch, and ordinary people can't handle this 37-degree soft rubber.
Blindly following a trend.
Right. It actually...
You're a fool.
Yeah, what suits Ma Long doesn't necessarily suit us enthusiasts. I suggest when you don't have a certain level of backhand control, you should start with softer rubbers. I don't recommend 0564D09C. Right? Just like the one I had on my racket, it was pretty good. I'm not suggesting everyone to buy it. I'm just saying, actually, these softer ones around 200 Wen are more suitable for us amateurs because they're more forgiving. Being softer, they grip the ball more easily, and they're not as bouncy because their sponge density isn't like that of 09C. Not.
For example, the density of the D05 sponge is so high, it's relatively forgiving.
This way, it's easier for you to first get a good grasp. Once you have mastered it, you can then update and upgrade your equipment as you advance.
Material, right? Don't aim for perfection in one step. Doing so might dig a hole for yourself, right? So let's get back to this technique. I think you should learn from the backhand low spin acceleration pressing arc action. You need to be clear when you create the arc going outward.
Don't start by imitating my movements that seem like a sudden shake. What am I doing? It's because after becoming proficient, I do a rapid acceleration with a sudden break, right? When you're starting to practice, don't blindly imitate. Oh, Zhang Jike's powerful flick, I want to do the powerful flick too. Don't rush. First, make sure you get things clear. Make things clear first. That way, it will be easier for you to be steady, accurate, and forceful. Start by being steady. When you become proficient and say, I am very skilled at this, then add it.
What does this emphasize? I am not pursuing so-called completeness of movement, but rather the concentration of force. Because I am very skilled, I know how to exert force outward, I can handle the ball well, and once I've done all this well, then I add something called quickness.
Breaking. Does it seem to have a bit of a vibrating feeling? We have a team member who enjoys face vibration. I often tease him, right? So you see, beginner and intermediate are two different concepts. What is beginner? Clearly explaining the movement, fully utilizing friction, and thoroughly controlling the ball.
First, establish this habit, stabilize it, and gradually add what is referred to as the shake, right? Actually, what is the shake? It's a rapid acceleration, followed by a sudden stop. However, when you see me doing the shake like this, my movements do not deform. If you haven't yet established a solid motor pattern, you're just shaking randomly.
Can't hold it in place.
In the end, the hand didn't tremble. The face
I've come across that shaking face online.
Did you come across it?
Yes. You explain it clearly first, right? Align with the elbow joint. Exactly. Move to the right side of the torso. Then forward and outward. Explain it clearly. Very good. Oh, the curve is stable, right? Don't say, oh, just stabilize 2 shots, and then suddenly start doing this. That would be a disaster. Haste makes waste. Very good. Hey, don't rush, do 2 more pulls. Don't pull them into your crotch. Pull them on the left side of your belly button.
A reach down. Before that, it was.
Very good. Very good.
Just follow. See, actually, why I talk about backhand looping is that you don't need to deliberately retreat. Because if you turn your upper body again, you'll end up pushing yourself away.
Right? Why do I always emphasize the left side of the stomach rather than the left side of the body? If your hand moves the paddle to the left side of the body, you will inevitably turn your upper body. Otherwise, you can't reach that angle, right? When you turn your upper body, you actually create an obstacle for yourself.
My forehand is because it's at the side of my body. All right, I even purposely step back a bit to align to get the ball right in front. Do you think that's right? Look, if I don't step back, doesn't it feel like I can't hit? Why? Because it's at the side of the body, right? So what's my purpose in stepping back? Isn't it to face the ball?
Then can the pull be good? With the backhand, you're already facing the ball directly, so it's easy to pull. It's originally an easy ball to pull, but you insist on retreating, making it awkward for yourself. Pants off.
Oh, come on. So just relax your stomach and go in. Actually, you've already moved back. Why? Because you adjusted your center of gravity. So your upper body will inevitably turn slightly, and that's enough. But if you subjectively think, oh, I need to pull back,
This is too
that's
much.
not good. Too much. And it's counterproductive.
Yes, push outward. Yes, push outward. Stop. Up. Why do you look at him? Swinging the wrist. This is also backhand, which I think everyone should pay special attention to.
This afternoon, I talked to Liang about this issue. When you're doing a backhand topspin, don't consciously think about turning the paddle head outward. If you consciously turn the paddle head outward, your wrist will definitely be loose because the force is too strong for your wrist to control. If you tense it, your wrist will definitely get injured.
Do you think so? If I forcefully flick my wrist or the tip of the paddle, isn't it easy to injure the wrist and lose control?
Right? So what can you do? Hey, I'll give you a tip. Think about.
Who is the thumb leading? Leading the back of the hand. Hey, did my racket head come over? I didn't lead with the racket head. Did it come over? It did. But did I make a swinging motion? No. I achieved the purpose of bringing the racket head over while still being in control. So which do you think is better? Right? So I want to emphasize the thumb leading the back of the hand. Just consider the back of your hand as the rubber for your backhand. Ignore the existence of the racket, and naturally the racket head will follow. Thumb leads the back of the hand.
Correct. You ultimately keep it firm, not let it fling. Do you keep it firm at the end?
Okay, it's not much higher in quality. What do I think it is? It's more controllable, right? Actually, what is added is not quality, but control.
The power that can be controlled is good power. If you lose control as soon as you exert force, right? 6th Meridian Divine Sword.
Read more about table tennis on my blog, PingSunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video.